This short video should recap how to use the Casio Classwiz calculator for finding binomial probabilities. First, we will look at when x takes an exact value using the binomial distribution. If x takes an exact value, we use the binomial PD function on the Casio Classwiz. To find the binomial PD function, we go to Menu and scroll down to Distributions, which should be number 7. We then look through the list to find number 4 is binomial PD. You should then be prompted with the option of either choosing list or variable. Either of these are sufficient. List will give you multiple answers simultaneously. Variable will give you one answer at a time. Let's have a look at an example of how we can use this. So for example, if x is binomially distributed with an n value of 22 and a p-value of 0.53, what is the probability that x equals 18? Using the variable option on the calculator, number 2, I put in my x value of 18, my n value of 22, and my p-value of 0.53. This gives me my probability of 0.0039 to 4 significant figures. Next, we will look at the probability x is less than or equal to the given value x. This is a cumulative probability, so for this one and for all others, we will be using binomial CD. On the Casio Classwiz, we press Menu. Again, we go to Distributions, but this time we need binomial CD. Shouldn't be on the first screen, so we scroll down to the first option, binomial CD. Again, let's look at an example. So let's say x is binomially distributed with an n of 30 and a p of 0.45, and we are asked to find the probability that x is less than or equal to 19. Because I only have one value of x, I'm again going to use variable. I have to put in there for me. X is 19, n is 30, and p is 0.45. That tells me that my probability is 0.986 rounded up to. Looking at a slightly different version of that question, this is when x is less than x rather than less than or equal to. We are still going to use our binomial CD, but we need to remember here that the probability x is less than x is the same as less than or equal to x minus 1. So thinking about our example, if I have x is binomially distributed with an n of 26 and a p of 0.39, and I am asked for the probability x is less than 18, that is the same as x is less than or equal to 17. So when I go to my Casio Classwiz and I go Menu, 7, scroll down to CD, my x value will be that less than or equal to number 17, with an n of 26 and a p of 0.39. 0.9982. Unfortunately, the Casio Classwiz doesn't do greater than probabilities. This is where we need to use our knowledge and our understanding of discrete random variables. If we are asked for x, the variable x is greater than the value x, we can still use our binomial CD function, but we need to remember that this is the same as 1 minus x is less than or equal to x. So let's look at a numerical example. X is binomially distributed with an n of 28 and a p of 0.42. What is the probability x is greater than 20? This is the same as 1 minus the probability x is less than or equal to 20. The probability on the left is looking for x values 21 up to 28, and the probability on the right is looking for 20 and under. As probabilities have to add up to 1, those are now equivalent probabilities. So I can use the calculator to find x is less than or equal to 20. So pressing menu and option 7 for distribution, I scroll down to binomial CD and I put in my values. X is 20 and under, n is 28 and p is 0.42. That gives me the probability 0.9996 if I round it, and therefore subtracting from 1, 0.0004. Finally, we're going to recap the other possibility, and that is greater than or equal to. Again, our calculator, Classwiz, cannot do this, but we can use our knowledge of discrete random variables and our calculator's binomial CD function. Remember, if it is greater than or equal to, that is the same as x is less than or equal to x minus 1. So let's look at our final numerical value, numerical example. X is binomially distributed with an n of 35 and a p of 0.52. And I am asked for the probability x is greater than or equal to, let's go for 28. That is the same as 1 minus the probability x is less than or equal to 27. I now have a cumulative probability that I can put into my calculator. So, using my functions menu, 7 distributions, scroll down to binomial CD. I'm going to put in my x is 27 and under. My n is 35 and my p is 0.52. This gives me my probability of 0.9994 and subtracting from 1, 0.0006.